On a sunny afternoon, mountain bikes roll through Cumberland's historic and hip downtown. They're heading for the nearby forest. It's clear this is no longer a struggling industrial town. Instead, bikes and their riders are now a key piece of Cumberland's economy.
If you look at the businesses up and down Main Street, they all have vehicles there with mountain bikes on the rack. People are coming as a destination mountain bike community.
But the roots of Cumberland's transformation are found in the nearby forest. Work to start conserving the vast forest next to the village started nearly 20 years ago. It was a unique situation. The forest lands are privately owned rather than Crown land. Instead of having to sway government officials, parcels of land could just be purchased by the Cumberland Community Forest Society, but it wouldn't be cheap.
They thought the community was nuts. Like, how are you going to do this? We call it like a David and Goliath story. How are you going to do this on bake sales and plant sales? But there was such an incredible community momentum that happened. There was a lot of musicians and artists involved. And then there became some very generous private donors within the community who actually leveraged financing out of their houses to do the first purchase.
Despite the odds, the plan worked. So far, 110 hectares of forest have been purchased and conserved, with plans for more. Local mountain bikers had long built trails through the forestry lands, but they were technically illegal. United Riders of Cumberland formed and started advocating for a better way.
We signed a land use agreement which was pretty monumental for Vancouver Island. The land use agreement includes private landowners, specifically some forest companies, as well as the village of Cumberland. And that's when things really changed. We could invest in infrastructure, so like single span aluminum bridges, we could put signage up. We provided public access on private land.
The trail network now twists and turns through nearly 200 kilometers of forest in the conservation area and on forestry land. In the years since, empty storefronts in the downtown have largely been filled by hip new cafes, vintage clothing stores, and even a brew pub. For those who were born and raised here, it's been quite a transformation.
We've been found by many people, and they move here for the lifestyle. You can walk out your door and get on the trails. That's what it is. The average age in Cumberland is 38, and so it is an anomaly in BC.
Being discovered does have its drawbacks. Housing prices have skyrocketed. There's a worry some of the artists that contribute to the thriving culture of the village are being pushed out. And the onslaught of mountain bikers hasn't sat well with everyone. Attention is now turning to conserving Cumberland's wild nature, not just from industry, but also from its own growing popularity.
It's changed a lot. There's some of us who are still focusing on keep it wild, keep it weird.
Megan Thomas, CBC News, Cumberland.